What up, everybody? It's another episode, play-by-play, off-air and online. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, it's the same old faces. Well, one of the same old faces that join us again this evening. Adrian, good evening, Big Eye.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. And then what we've done this week is we've booted Couture, we've booted Carl, and we brought out the big guns because Formula One is in the mix, and there's plenty to chat about around Formula One. And when we talk Formula One, you know who else to bring on? Then Delucia Daniels.
Hi, James. It's good to be with you both.
Oh, welcome. Welcome to the show.
So, Delucia, I didn't warn you about this. So good luck trying to think about this as quickly as possible.
Okay.
But at the beginning of most of our shows that we've done, I think we're in episode 4 or 5 already. But at the beginning of every episode, we ask you for what's been hot and what has been, call it not, in the week of sport that has been. You're allowed to choose Formula One if you like. But I want to know a big story for you and a bit of a blooper. What do we call it, Adrian?
Yeah, the biggest winners and the biggest losers of the week.
The biggest winner and the biggest losers of the week. Last week, mine was Asenati Slabakania
Yes.
for being, of course, testing positive. We're not sure what the story is, but for not being able to go on the Sprint Tour, for example.
Yes, because he tested positive for doping.
Correct.
Say
So,
it as it is.
my question for you is, biggest winner, biggest loser in the past week that has been?
Ooh, tough one to choose a biggest winner because the Proteas did phenomenal
Nice
in their
one.
ODI, and I love
nice
what they
one.
were doing there. So definitely the Proteas. But I will also say Isaac Hadjar in Formula One this past weekend.
Of course you were going to say that.
I literally knew that was the one. I was like, if you don't mention that, then something's wrong.
Yeah.
Honestly, this kid is just
Okay.
a wonder boy. He didn't even start the season in Australia. He crashed out in the formation lap. He had a interesting season. I think that seeing him in Q3 so often, we were also surprised that he was so much quicker than Yuki Tsunoda in the Red Bull. And I just think he's found his form. Him being on the podium, the 5th youngest person to do it, it was just the ending that he needed for this weekend.
You know, this show, I promised that we wouldn't talk like all Formula One, but she just has this way about like all of a sudden opening the show and we're talking Formula One. Normally it's our go-to. Normally it's a rugby story, or normally it's a cricket story, or normally it's we're talking about a PSL as well. We're going to talk Premier League today. Transfers. I mean, how the transfers have been going crazy. So Adrian's going to try and unpack it for us. Well, myself and Adrian. Delucia, I'm not so sure she's so clued up about Premier League, but we're going to test the waters nonetheless. And we're going to see where it goes. So, Adrian, have you given us your biggest winner, biggest loser?
I'd say my biggest loser for the week is David Raya, Arsenal's goalkeeper. I don't know what he was doing in the match against Liverpool to concede that free kick. Brilliant free kick from
Are you blaming the goalkeeper for that?
I'm blaming him. His positioning was
Question.
out of whack. Yeah.
Okay, let's stick on this for very, very quickly because I had massive heated debate about this. And I think let's just stick with this team for a couple of minutes. I watched the program and a very sort of high-profile soccer pundit said that from that distance out, 32.2 yards out, right?
Yeah.
It's better that a keeper doesn't put a wall in place.
Yes.
He actually then can stand in the middle of the goals and he can go both ways.
Yeah.
Right? David Raya put defenders to his right, somewhat slightly to his right, right? He's standing in goal to his right. He then, of course, has got to left and back his wall. You're coming out and saying his positioning is bad.
Yeah. I always think it's a gamble when you have a free kick and you have that wall. Because let's be honest, the wall's not always reliable, especially if someone can get over the wall. So it makes, to me personally, just makes sense to stand in the middle of your goal. Either way, even if you have a wall and your wall is supposed to be protecting, it was his right side.
Yeah.
He still went way too far to his left, and then as the guy, as Sabazai took the free kick, he started to shuffle a bit over to his right, which was way too late for that.
Look, Sabazai is never going to hit it like that ever again.
No, literally never again. It was a once in a lifetime goal.
It's funny, the same pundit did go on to say that if teams take their wall away, he feels, because what was actually also quite important is call it the free kick takers. I can't call it a striker. Call it the free kick taker. He uses the wall as a marker almost to try and just get over their heads and dip it in, right? If we take the wall away, he's no longer got that target to aim at.
Yeah.
And if that is the case, then this pundit went on to say that, and I 100% agree with him, attacking teams are then going to still put the wall in place, because what it does is it blocks the keeper's vision to the ball. If you watch carefully that clip, watch that clip again, and I really hope we can play it or use it or show you somehow. But if you watch carefully, Raya actually says to it's not Raya, sorry, it's Botzlai says to his attackers, move slightly this so that you're in the line of where the keeper's eye line is over the ball.
Yeah.
And then he just, strikes it.
But that is very interesting. Because I feel like it's just been a default. If there's a free kick, no matter the distance, you're going to put a wall in.
Yeah.
You try and give your goalkeeper an advantage. But I think, it was Michael Owen who said this, I think.
Yes, that's right. 100%.
Lots of people are actually saying he might have a point here if we take away the wall. It's because it's easier for the goalkeeper to see from the get-go, look, the ball's flying towards me. Your wall will be blocking the ball for its first part of its path to you. So maybe it is just going to be a thing of take the wall away if it is that far out.
But if they take the wall away, he reckons, then the attacking team's still going to put a wall there because it gives the free kick taker a target.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Aim at, well, now if it's Liverpool, it's going to be Alexander Isak. Aim at his head, for example.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'll get to the transfers a little bit later, but he'll be in a Liverpool jersey in the near future. We're going to see him. Okay, so that's your biggest winner, biggest loser. I don't know. I wrote mine down and I can't find it. But okay, who's your biggest loser?
No, so my biggest loser was Raya.
Yes, you said so.
My biggest winner has to be our Springbok woman team.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, that's a copycat. Eh? That's mine.
You see, I could read Morgan's mind.
Yeah.
We've been doing this too long now. Amazing performance. I watched the game. In fact, I was watching it over the Arsenal and Liverpool game. I was like, this game is a lot more interesting right now. I need to stick with this one. Such an amazing match. Obviously they had a really good lead going in. There was a fight back from Italy, but just to sort of keep that mentality to go all the way to the end and still win it, amazing. And obviously first time ever that they get into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, guaranteed to get into the quarterfinals. 2 bonus points back to back. South African women absolutely flying the flag high. And thankfully they are, because with South Africa heading to New Zealand, I see you very confidently coming to studio today with a Springbok jersey on.
Oh, it's actually a bit of less confidence. I feel like the Boks need as much support as they can right now. Because I'm not very hopeful for this New Zealand match.
You're not hopeful?
I'm not hopeful for us.
So why would you say that? What is the thing that you think the Springboks needs to bring to the table to take on the All Blacks this weekend?
Well, I'll be very honest, because we've had quite a few matches coming into this match now. For me personally, it almost feels like all these matches in the build-up have led to this moment. We've known that they're going to be playing New Zealand all year. We've been looking forward to this fixture. Them playing in New Zealand, their biggest test. We had people like Ergis Snyman saying, like, look, to get a win at Eden Park would be the greatest achievement. This is a man that's won, back-to-back World Cups. He says his greatest achievement would be to win at Eden Park.
And the last time that the All Blacks actually beat us was in 1937 at Eden Park. And the last time they had a win there was 1994.
Wow.
So I feel like we are going into uncharted territory for this one.
Where was it where Ricky January did the chip over the top and scored? Was that at Eden Park?
I don't think it was.
No. Because
that was our win in New Zealand, I think, for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, that was.
But Eden Park, I've played at Eden Park before. Let me tell you, that place is
next level.
Next level.
So it is just something about when you have that sort of looming over your head. When a venue like Eden Park has that reputation already, you're sort of going to that match a bit nervous. But I was hoping that in the build up to this match, we'd see something amazing. I don't know if we have seen that. I don't know if the matches we've seen in the build up to this have made me confident that we can actually beat a New Zealand
team. If I'm honest with you, I've seen 2 very average performances. One, we got hammered against the Aussies. The other one at Cape Town, I thought we were outplayed. In large facets of the game, we were outplayed.
Yeah.
We managed to pick up a result. South Africa know how to pick up results.
Yeah.
Not necessarily playing the prettiest rugby. And to be honest, I think they learned their lesson. They played way too much rugby in Joburg, and they lost, got hammered. Then they played a lot less rugby. The Aussies almost played too much rugby, and South Africa ended up winning.
But you know what's also a really good, for me, a good consolidation going into this is that everyone's actually on equal playing field. Because everyone's got 1 win and everyone's got 1 loss.
True.
So I feel like going in with the All Blacks, this is also like our redemption weekend to really be the ones who are coming back from, yes, like you said, not having clean rugby.
Correct.
It's not going back to what we saw in the World Cup at all.
And you know what? The other thing is, South Africa come off the back of 2 average performances, we were granted. New Zealand has just lost to the Aussies.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Their camp can't be that confident either.
Yeah.
And somebody said this to me the other day. And again, it was just in passing, we were having a good conversation about rugby. And you know what's going to be interesting about this encounter is that both teams are not on form, right? But it's both teams that are massively and very clearly building towards the next Rugby World Cup.
Yeah.
And so that for me is where the intrigue really lies. Is it's not Boxer on form All Blacks are down there, or the All Blacks are peaking too early like they normally do before Rugby World Cups, and the Boks are still busy building. This is two teams playing fairly average rugby. The one coming from the back of a loss, the other one two average performances, one of which one was a loss. Meeting in the middle, going, where are we at before Rugby World Cup time? Yeah. And I think that's where the intrigue lies.
And you know what's really interesting for me is, like, we've spoken at length about how sport is such a mental game as well. And I think for both of these teams, they're old rivals. They love playing against each other, and they know that when they play against each other, it's sort of their best sides come out. So I'm really looking forward to this match, because I just know that both of them are sort of coming off the back of unconvincing performances, and they both know that they have a lot to lose if they don't perform well in this match as well. So I think we are going to have two very focused, very intense teams, but I am feeling like the Springboks might just lose out to this one. I mean, I would love to sit here and talk about the team, but
I feel like that's the other thing is, guys, unfortunately, we're recording before the team's being announced, but Delucia did give us some inside information. Normally, they announce the team on a Tuesday.
They do.
And what did Rassi say?
It's coming out on Thursday so that he can kind of see who the All Blacks are choosing, so that he can base his team off of that. Because you also know that the All Blacks team is phenomenal. I mean, we've got Sevilla who's doing his 100th cap this weekend. That's a huge one.
Oh, wow. Is that his 100th?
Yeah, it's his 100th game for New Zealand. He's done extraordinary work. Yeah. So I feel like him also in the team still at the best form of his life. We have to bring out the big guns for our
So
game.
quickly, Tommy, I'm of the mindset, right, that like when teams wait for the opposition, you're clearly not backing what you have and your game plan and what sits in your camp. Yeah. Because before, Rassi would confidently go, this is my team.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. You know who we are. You know the Bok blueprint. Try to stop us.
I have a completely different opinion.
Yeah. Okay, I'm interested.
I think that it's a mind game. If I tell you I'm going to wait for my team, it doesn't mean I don't have my team already. I'm just announcing it to almost trick you into thinking, oh, what is Rassi going to do? It's a mental game as much as it is a physical one. Because they've got, 36, 37 players right now in their camp. Faf de Klerk has just gone over.
Yeah, he's just flown over.
I think that we've got the players to beat the All Blacks, maybe not convincingly, but I also feel like Rassi is playing a kind of game with their team as well, with Scott, their manager, and their coach, and saying like, well, we'll wait for you, and then we'll...
Okay, let's quickly. I know the team hasn't been announced. Let's see how close we can get. The front row picks 6 of themselves, right?
Probably the same thing we've seen,
Yeah, Ox, Malcolm, and
Low?
Wilco Low. Lock pairing?
Eben and Mostert?
Eben and Mostert, or Eben and Erge?
Erge, I would go with.
Or Eben and Loet.
Or maybe...
I've always been an advocate for Erge coming off the bench.
I was going to say,
okay, so you reckon he's going to go Eben and Loet?
Yeah. Eben and Loet or Eben and Mostert.
Okay, and then the loose trio. Interesting selection. Is Sia ready?
Yeah, Sia's not going to... Maybe that's also why he's delaying the announcement, because he's sort of waiting for Sia.
Sia's not ready. I want to say this. I don't think he's ready to go.
So you reckon... Okay, well, then if Sia's not ready, they go Marco. Mm-hmm. Who do they go 7? Well, Peter Steff. So Marco, Peter Steff.
Yeah, he's back.
So Marco, Peter Steff, and then they got to go with Dupree.
Yeah, that would.
They haven't got an out-and-out 8, ball-carrying 8. Plays to the ball.
Well, they were just reporting, I think it was yesterday, that it did look like Dupree had a bit of a limp as they were walking back to the team bus.
Oh, goodness.
Nothing's been confirmed, but already there was a bit of like, oh, I think that number 8 position is stressing a lot of people out. Obviously, we don't have Jasper Visser available. He still has one more. He still has one more band to serve. So after this match, we'll have him available.
All right.
But yeah.
Okay, the 9-10 combination.
Oh, guys, I'm going with Williams. I'm going with Pollard.
Williams and Pollard.
It's a safe bet.
No, exactly. I think definitely.
I like Faf coming off the bench.
You know what? I'm a massive Williams fan, and I mean he's the future of South African rugby.
Yeah.
But I think Kobus Reinach is just an unbelievable rugby player. Like
just
an all-round ability. I think Williams gives you more impact off the bench than he does starting. Reinach gives you less.
I can see that.
Reinach, I think, can control a game better than Williams can. Williams, with his out-and-out pace of the breakdown, speed at ruck time, is just unbelievable. Loose centers, I think, speak for themselves. Danny Delaney, Jesse. Wingers, Cheslin and...
Colby's raring to go, so it has to be Colby.
Colby
is Edwell available?
He's not.
No, Edwell's not. I see Makazolma Pimpi's there, so we can go probably that combination. Kanan Moody, I think, misses out.
I was going to say, I don't want us to put Kanan Moody at 14 again. It didn't work for me.
Can I also say, this is what happens when we put pressure on these young guys from a young age, because he did have a terrible last game. And I think that he also needs to go back to the drawing board and just recoup and get some self-confidence, because that's what's really, I found, lacking in his game.
That's the nature of the beast,
It is.
Also, what's actually interesting is I noticed that in last year's fixture, when we played them here in Cape Town Kanan actually did start at 14
Correct.
for us.
I tell you why Rassi does that. Because Rassi likes balance. And I think with Chesney on the one wing, he likes size on the other side.
Yeah.
And that's why I think Makazole Mapimpi is going to get the nod this.
Okay.
It will be nice to
makes
see him
sense.
come back into the squad, though.
It will. Who are the other options at wing?
We don't really have any other options.
Besides Edwell and Makazole Mapimpi, we're kind of thin on the wing now.
No,
Yeah,
that's
because
it.
Kurt's also injured.
And if we're both agreeing that it's not going to be Kane and Moody, then it's got to be one of those two. And then at fullback,
I want to go fussy.
you want to go up a little fussy. You want to go?
I want to go Willemse, but
You want to go Willemse, but you think he's going to go with Sasha?
probably Fussy. I'll be honest.
Fussy.
Probably Fussy.
Yeah,
And then Sasha on the bench, 6-2 split.
Sash on the bench. for sure.
Sasha and Damien on the bench maybe this week.
Like, that'll be a killer combo to have them come on.
I still like Mani. Shame. I really like Mani.
No, I do.
I think
no, we
I
do
think
too.
he's getting
We
a
do
raw.
too.
I think he gets a raw deal in South African rugby.
We do too. Again, I'm looking at this so just to let you know the team we started last year, 7th of September, literally almost a year ago when we played New Zealand. Oxen Chair, Bongi, France Mahab, obviously we missed.
Okay, so those two, yeah.
4-5 it was Etzebeth and Nokia. 6-7-8
Etzebeth then?
and Ruan Nokia.
Oh wow, okay.
Siya Kolisi, Peter Steff, Jasper Visser. That should have been if they were available.
Yeah.
9 and 10 we had Grant Williams and Andre Pollard as a 9 and 10 last year
Against New Zealand.
against New Zealand. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. And then in terms of our wings, oops, something's breaking over here.
Yeah.
In terms of our wings, Cheslin Colby and Kanan Moody, as I mentioned, and then
Yeah.
centers obviously Damien, Jesse, and then our number 15 was Willie LaRue.
You know what? I think Willy's past his sell.
Say it louder. Say it
I
louder.
think he's past his sell by date. I think, look, he's really done well, and I think he took a lot of criticism for a long period of his career.
He did.
I think he's a super good, like a really good rugby player. But I also think every career comes to an end.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think it has run its course.
He had his 100 tests matches now.
Anyway, as we're speaking, the team's being announced. So hopefully we're pretty close. Let us know in the comments below. If you're watching this after our announcement, let us know how close or how far we are from our team in terms of the All Blacks and the Springboks. Taking place this week in Eden Park. What a fixture that's going to be. Let me tell you, 5 minutes past 9, I think, is kickoff.
Yeah.
Let us know also what you're going to do. Message us in the comments. Let us know what you're going to be doing at 5 past 9 on Saturday morning. Because just before that, I think at 6:30 is the Aussies Argentina game.
Yeah.
So there's some
what's
back-to-back
the
rugby.
What's the stretch here for that? For these early morning games? Oh,
I've got the perfect strat.
Yeah.
We're having breakfast, your eggs, your bacon, whatever you want. And you know what? I'm going to keep
Mimosas.
it classy. We're going to have mimosas in the morning.
I knew that was coming.
I like
I
that.
knew that was coming. I've got a better one for you.
Yeah.
Tell
You
me.
watch play-by-play. Oh, you watch. You listen to play-by-play.
Exactly.
8 to 9 a.m. every Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And then at 9 o'clock, you switch over.
Yeah.
The radio. You turn the radio off and you turn the TV on.
Yeah.
And you watch.
Or you
Box.
can keep the radio on in the background so you can
Yeah.
hear
Okay.
Delucia and
Oh, the hit 30. No, we don't care about the hit 30.
Oh, okay. Never
No,
mind.
nobody
Yeah,
cares about the
never
hit 30.
mind. Never mind.
Okay, let's move on quickly. We're running out of time again. You know, the show, we can get the banter can start going and then it run out of time. Okay, I quickly want to talk Premier League transfers.
Yes, just very quickly because we need to get to Formula One.
Yes, we're going to touch on Formula One. We're going to talk. We're always rushing Delucia also. On our on-air product, we rush Delucia.
Yeah.
Now we're rushing her. I know, she's just like always...
But she's very good at just giving us that, you know.
I know.
I'm a
Powerful.
go-getter. I'm here
The
for you
powerful
guys.
hits. Okay, quickly. The big one. I mean, is that... let's just touch on the big ones.
Yeah.
Garnacho, Chelsea, would that be big?
I
As,
like that one.
as
because-
us Man United fans,
I'm
that's
like,
big.
I don't
So,
care.
I am not a Man United fan. I know you
Okay.
two are stuck in your misery on that side of the red curtain.
Mm-hmm,
I am not. I've decided to jump ship a long time ago. I can't deal with
Oh,
the
so you
sadness.
were United supporter.
I grew up in a household that was
How
Man
dare
United.
you.
And then my dad jumped to Chelsea and my grandpa
Where
jumped
did you jump to
Liverpool.
Man City?
Yes. Was it that
Wow,
obvious?
that's a terrible jump.
Like, but also like fair with the supporters. Like,
Yeah.
stick by your team through the to the tough
Listen.
times.
Nah, I'm okay with the amount of crying I did already. I'm good.
Okay.
Well, your cry's not stopping now. Manchester City lost over the weekend.
And you guys
by
are
the way.
ahead of us in the league right
Oh,
now.
I
look
know,
at
did
that.
you see that?
I did see that.
Is
yeah.
Man City, are they at 18th spot or something that I saw?
They're definitely in the bottom half of the log.
Listen,
I don't know where though.
Like you guys were saying, we're rebuilding, you know? It's
Pep,
autumn.
I saw a comment. I saw a comment the other day. Pep has a way of selling our best players. Not our, but I mean Manchester
Man
City.
City, yeah.
I'm like, it's so true.
So true.
What has he done there? Anyway, transfers. You were talking about.
I
something.
was happy with Garnacho going to Chelsea. I'll tell you why. He wasn't treated very nicely at Man United. And I think it comes down again to being in a team where you feel like you're valued. And yes, it is your time to shine on that stage. No one else can do anything but you and your teammates. But I think that he needs a change. It's been 2 or 3 years of being in the slump. So going to Chelsea will be a new start for him. I believe that you can reinvent yourself at a new team. You can find a new dynamic. So I think
true.
For his career, hopefully he can be revived in some way and add some good stuff to Chelsea.
To be honest with you, I don't think many when Cristiano Ronaldo left United the second time or a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, this Ronaldo guy, you know what I mean? Like he's now looking for. But over the last while, not many players have been treated well at United. Look at the Rashford, look at Sancho.
It's true.
I just feel like something's not right there, but it can't always be the players. There's a common denominator, you know what I mean? Like Rashford is kind of left under a cloud of whatever.
Yeah.
Sancho is left under a slight cloud. And the list is actually, there's a lot of players that like are good. I mean, how does McTominay go from United? One of our juniors came through the junior ranks at Manchester United. Actually, as a defensive holding midfielder, a pretty quality player. Him and Casemiro, I mean, I never thought I'd ever say this. Casemiro at his best is not on McTominay's level. That being said, McTominay goes to Italian league and gets player of the season.
Yeah.
Like, that can't be a player issue. That has to be the club that he's at because the talent is there.
Definitely.
So, I don't know. Anyway, what else stands out to you?
There's a lot. There was a big saga with all the goalkeepers, obviously. Because for a while, there was a lot of rumors of Donnarumma leaving PSG. That was obviously confirmed about 2 or 3 weeks ago. There's a bit of unrest there. The coach didn't want him there anymore. So he left, and there was a big question mark of where he would go next. Both Manchester teams were in the running to get his signature. And in the end, it was confirmed that Manchester City would be signing him as they had just sold their first choice goalkeeper, Edison, obviously, to Galatasaray.
Edison,
That was weird for me.
Quickly before you go, it was a weird one. Edison, 7 assists last season.
Yes.
As a
highest
goalkeeper.
by
As a goalkeeper, yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And then I saw the reel and I saw the clips. And have you seen the assists?
Yeah, no, he launches it.
And low, the trajectory is like low, but he puts it on a ticky.
No, it's amazing. His ball distribution.
So he's going to be a loss. Or 7 assists. That's 7 goals for the year.
City are picking up an amazing keeper in Donnarumma.
Yeah.
I'm very upset because we were also sort of pursuing him for a while, but it didn't look like they want to get him. United were on the brink of signing Aston Villa's goalkeeper Martinez. In fact, it was basically
at the end of last season, he was crying, saying goodbye to the fans, and then he rocks up at practice.
I know it's very awkward. It's kind of like everyone was like, "Oh, okay, cool, he's leaving." He thought he was leaving.
What happened? Do you know what happened there?
I don't actually know what the story was, but it was look, we like all the reports were saying it's basically signed. They've had a meeting, and then just before deadline day, the thing just broke down completely. And because of that, I don't know if Man United panic bought or what happened, but they bought someone by the name of Lemens, who I honestly haven't heard of.
But I was hoping you were going to give me more information.
No,
because I've tried to.
Yeah.
Look, his stats are not bad.
No, they're not.
And he
They're
rated
not.
higher than Donnarumma in summer. I don't know what the rating is, but he rated 70.3. Donnarumma only rated 70. I mean, not
a
much.
big difference, yeah.
But the point is, who is he, and like, what's his track record? Look, I know when De Gea arrived as well, there wasn't much of a track record.
Yeah, definitely.
But the point is, now we're sitting with 3 keepers.
Yeah.
What do you think the plan is?
I don't know. Look, we bought him from Royal Antwerp, which is a club in Belgium. So,
Yes.
I mean, look, the Belgium league, not the most competitive league ever. Like, he is quite young, though, 23. So he obviously has the ability to
Have
get
they
there.
bought him as a first choice keeper, do you think?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I wonder if he is going to be first choice. I don't think that our coach is confident in either of our keepers at the moment. In Onana or...
Yeah, but not being confident in a keeper, right? Then you've got that Heaton that sits on the bench every single game for the last 30 years.
We actually have 4. We're going to have 4 goalkeepers now.
So, like, I don't understand the thinking behind it. Like, surely we had to get rid of Onana or...
I thought they would have gotten rid of Onana, to be honest with you. He didn't have a
Look, I thought United would sell more players. United have only sold one player this season, and that was Anthony, who they just sold now for £23 million. So, also, Anthony being United's second most expensive transfer ever, just by the way. So, United have not made any money from transfers.
We've made no money.
Absolutely no money. We've
Didn't
loaded out players.
the Garnacho sale
Yeah, so that one has just been confirmed officially. I thought it was
42 million, right?
yeah. I thought
And
it was
he
a loan
was a
at
good
first.
business deal because
Yeah.
we bought him for like next to nothing.
Yeah, I mean it was part of the academy I think for a while. So that's good at least. Some money is coming.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Speaking about money,
Liverpool.
Liverpool spent 400 million.
Yeah.
Do you know what? We've been waiting for them to announce Alexander Isak since the transfer window opened.
Yes.
And they waited until the very last minute to
What is that all
officially
about?
make this. I think that this is... I thought it was quite a shrewd strategy, to be honest with you, because it was in the pipeline. It's one of those things you were waiting for it to happen. It was about money. I genuinely think it was about money for Newcastle because they had a fantastic season last year. He was an absolute star of the team. So coming to Liverpool, I don't doubt he's going to do well. I think they've got such a great, the strikers, they're all really good.
Yeah.
But I genuinely think that they were waiting for the right amount of money. And I mean, it's a record-breaking fee that they've sold him for, over 150 million. Like, that's insane.
I do know that Newcastle
Wow,
also...
the numbers thrown around.
Newcastle were hesitant to sell because they also didn't have many options at striker.
Yeah.
But they bought this person from, I think it's from Hoffenheim in the Bundesliga, who's now he's going to be coming through. And again,
really?
Not really a well-known player, but apparently, his stats in the Bundesliga are...
I know none of us are Liverpool fans, but how are they gonna fit Ekitike and Isak in the same?
That's what I'm wondering. Because
like,
look,
attacking force.
Ekitike came in and he's had a brilliant start.
Has a
very good start to the season. They could play both. They really. I saw a picture yesterday where someone sort of said the possibility could be you have Ekitike and Isak up front, being supported by Gakpo, Salah, and Wirtz.
I mean, that's wild.
That would be
wild.
potent.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a potent attack.
Guys, that team in itself is just giving. If they can get the dynamic right, egos aside, I think that they can absolutely win this Premier League.
You heard it here first. Wirtz is not gonna produce.
Look, Wirtz hasn't been producing so far. It's only been 3 matches though, so we'll see. But yeah, he is not living up to his price tag just yet.
Guys, the list of transfers is so long. I'm going through it here in front of you as we speak, and there's too many to mention. But if there's ones that you want us to mention or you want us to unpack a little bit, then let us know in the comments as well. Or let us know the ones we've missed out that are the big ones. But I think we've pretty much touched on most of it. We're going to quickly move on to Formula One. Of course, we've got the expert in studio with us. So if we don't talk Formula One, it'll be a miss of me. We're going to talk Formula One, and then we're going to wrap things up. We've only got a couple of minutes left. I mean, we've been flying through this show. There's still so much. We haven't really unpacked the women. We haven't really unpacked the cricket. But we're running out of time. So Formula One, quickly, D, what's happening? Where we at? My old Lewis. Hey, now he's crashed out again. And I don't know. I mean, Lando, he's crashing out. I mean, his car issues, reliability issues.
Lando's depressed. Lewis depressed. Charles
Leclerc. They're all having
I think Formula One is just depressed. And they just come up with... And they just all spend. And you explain to me, how are you depressed after you just spent the last 3 weeks on your private yacht?
Yeah.
Somewhere in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Well, I will say that the Dutch Grand Prix was just electric. I think this is one of the races where we saw probably the most amount of action on track. And I think that if you looked away once, you would have been like, oh, what happened there?
Yeah.
Much
It was mine.
on.
That was me. I dozed off. And I was, what's going on?
Yeah, and you woke up and Nando crashed, and now all of a sudden Verstappen is second.
Yeah.
So I just want to start off with saying that the championship battle right now is, of course, between Oscar and Lando. They are now 34 points between the two of them. It's the biggest gap so far this year.
Yeah.
And because Lando crashed out, I will be controversial, but and say I'm kind of happy that he crashed out based on a technical issue and a mechanical issue rather than a driver issue. Because yes, with the technical issue, it's one of those reliability things where you hope it doesn't happen again or doesn't happen to Oscar. It's unfortunate because he was chasing Oscar towards the end.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a great head-to-head battle there.
I don't think that the comment. Well, I mean, I'm taking on what the commentator said. They reckon They don't think that Lando would have caught him anyway. Do you think it would have caught him?
I do think they would have had a nice little tussle
Oh,
towards
really?
the end. Yeah, he was getting quicker.
What is the chat there in that? What is the chat in that team? Is it race as hard as you can? Is there a first and a second there?
It's race as hard as you can, but be a gentleman about it.
Is that McLaren's approach?
Yes. So, but papaya rules was what they were going with, which was whoever's in front stays in front. But now, because it's so close in the battle, they're allowing both drivers to go out and get the title, because we have to remember, Lando's been with the team longer than Oscar.
Yeah.
But Oscar has come in at the right time last year or 2 years ago, where McLaren were on the up and up. So he came in where he got his first win.
Yeah.
He got multiple wins in a row. And now he also, remember, he was a F2 champion in his rookie year, F3 champion in his rookie year, F4 champion in rookie year. He came into Formula One with big shoes to fill. He's one of the guys who are really calm, cool, and collected. And I feel like with Lando, it's the complete opposite. Because like I said earlier, I'm happy it wasn't a driver era where he crashed into Oscar like what we saw in Canada. Because he would have gotten absolutely lambasted on social media for doing things that were incorrect or unnecessary. Yeah, they had a chassis issue where, you saw the oil leaking, you saw the smoke come out the car.
Yeah.
Those are things that can be fixed and hopefully won't happen again.
I just dig Lando. I just think he's like, there's something about this dude that I just
He's very
dig it.
likable.
Hey,
Yeah.
such a cool cat, man.
Yeah.
Like,
And on the flip side, Piastri is just, I don't know.
You don't like him?
I don't like him.
I think it's because he's not
He's
there for
young and naive and plain. That's all.
I
It's
was
like,
going to say,
you know what I mean?
he's not there for the theatrics of Formula One. He's not going to go to fashion shows
Yes,
and have his name plastered on walls. He's there to win. And
Which
that's
is-
exactly like Max Verstappen.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say. I think that's why. I think I.
Oh no,
I
don't talk
do
about Max.
enjoy-
I don't like Max at all.
Yeah.
You don't like Max because Max is direct, which is
No,
ironic.
he's a bad loser.
It's ironic because you're quite honest about stuff and brutally honest about things. So Max is like that. That's why
No, he is, but he's a bad loser.
So is Lewis Hamilton.
I don't, would you say that? Look, he's losing now. He's not. He's handling it pretty well.
He's
What
just
did-
in a depressive slump right now.
I was gonna say, what did he have to say after this weekend? What was his comments?
That for me was interesting. That whole situation of how he crashed, because I've never seen Lewis Hamilton do that in my entire life. Not a crash like that. So again, I think, remember, we have to remember that in practice 1 and practice 2, he had 360-degree spins. It was kind of like that was the precursor to what we were going to see in the race. But you know who was really unlucky because of Lewis's spin? His teammate, Charles Leclerc, who was riding a phenomenal race. And then he went into pit, and as he came out on his flying lap,
Shame.
all of a sudden, double yellow flags
Yo.
because his teammate had just crashed. Charles Leclerc should have been absolutely up there
Oh, really?
with Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, Max Verstappen, and Isaac Hadjar, who obviously
Yeah,
was on the podium.
And where do we go this week? Is it Formula One happening?
Monza, the Italian Grand Prix. It's going to be a good one. Fastest circuit on the calendar. This is going to be one that's very different to what we've seen in the last 4 consecutive races, because now we're going to a track that's got ultra low downforce. So in simple terms, what this means is we don't need a car that's super grippy. We don't need one that sticks to the tarmac as much. We need ones that are going to get us that supersonic straight line speed.
Yeah.
And a car that I think is absolutely going to win, and I'm going to say it now, is Charles Leclerc in that Ferrari.
Ooh.
We missed out on his win at the Hungarian Grand Prix.
So what about now? If then where's Hamilton?
I think that Ferrari's got a really good chance of getting both drivers in the top 4 because
Really?
since 2022, how's this for a stat for you guys?
Okay, that's
Since
interesting.
2022, Ferrari have had both their drivers, who at that time were Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, in the top 4 at Monza. It's been a track that's always been kind to Leclerc. This is obviously the Tifosi's home Grand Prix.
I was gonna say.
So there's a lot of expectation for these Ferrari
yeah.
fans wanting to see their boys on the podium.
But Delucia, making me nervous now because you're saying this. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking about it. If Lewis doesn't perform in Monza, what is that going to do to his confidence?
It's a difficult pill to swallow because, again, I think that Morgan always says it so well, where he says, I do think that Lewis just needs to drive the car. This weekend was no fault of his own. That I can tell you for a fact, because again, he was also running in the points. He was doing very well on track. I think that this weekend as well, there's a lot of Ferrari pace in the Ferrari. So they should be able to get into the top 3 easily.
Yeah.
But then we have disruptors in the system. The McLarens, of course, we know have always been the most balanced car. How they're going to be at this fast track against someone like Max Verstappen in the Red Bull, we don't know. But I can confidently say, from my own humble opinion, I think Ferrari are definitely up for a podium this weekend.
Well, there you have it, folks. We could continue talking about this for hours and hours and hours. But we're running out of time. I suppose that's a wrap, really. Thank you, Adrian.
Yeah. What are you
Passing
looking?
comments?
I mean, I feel like it's obvious, but what are you looking forward to the most this weekend?
Yo, dude, what am I looking forward to this weekend? There's a lot happening this weekend.
Yeah.
There's no Premier League. It's international window,
Yeah,
right?
international
So,
break, yeah.
pretty easy answer, right? 9 o'clock, 9:05. I'm gonna be flying. I'm gonna be Lewis Hamilton out of studio to get home so that I can watch
Yeah.
an Eden Park derby. It's Springboks versus All Blacks. It just doesn't get any juicier than that. And I think that's probably what I'm looking for. You, same story, obviously. You're wearing a Springbok jersey today.
I was going to say 100%. I'm backing the Springboks. Also backing the women. I'm very interested to see how they do
Yeah,
against
good point
France.
against France. See where we're at.
This will be a good test now. We're going to be facing a quarterfinal level team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we can beat them, that's so much sort of motivation and just positivity to carry into the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we can.
And then Delucia Daniels, thank you so much for joining us. Look at us bringing out the big dogs for you guys. I mean, yeah, this
should
cost us a
compare-
lot.
we should
This cost us millions. This
We
is a
can
lot of money.
compare muscles. I'm sure I've got the biggest.
Please, don't embarrass yourself. All right, folks, that's a wrap. Catch us again next week. Same time, same place. Thank you so much for joining us. Delucia Daniels, Adrian Endley, actually award-winning producer Delucia Daniels, broadcaster Adrian Endley, and myself, Morgan Newman. We'll catch you again. Same time, same place next week. Bye-bye, everybody.